Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess. I thought I'd do a bonus today. Let's have a look and see what's happening. There seems to be a lot of adjustments going on in the universe at the moment, and I don't know. I don't remember the last time I felt really anxious or even had a sore back, and I'm not sure if I'm carrying around my own stuff or whether I've picked up on someone else, but it's such a strange feeling to have that sort of anticipation in your stomach when you've been so non-anxious for such a long time. I was a very, very anxious person. I remember a friend of mine saying, "You always look like a cat on a hot tin roof." I was always busy, couldn't sit still, constantly on the go. I couldn't even sit down to watch a movie because I would fall asleep. I would be so exhausted, and I ended up burning myself out completely, working 50, 60 hours a week and just headlong into everything. And after I went through that, so I was probably in about my mid-30s then, after I went through that, I did a lot of work on myself and really embraced my spirituality and learned about anxiety. Oh, King of Cups jumping out there, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I really learned to embrace my body and how it worked for me, and learned to work with that anxiety that had plagued me for so long. And of course, after that, Eight of Swords, anxiety, my life started to change quite dramatically. And I really haven't had, since that time, problems with anxiety. I see things more clearly. I don't sit in my head more often, but it took a lot of work for me to get to that point. And I got to say, I was very sick too. I didn't work for 6 months. I was very ill. I lost a lot of weight. When I look back, I looked quite skeletony. But I did get my life back in order. And then the next 20 years after that, I've been working on all the other stuff that's come around with that. So, and then the Lover's card. Things are happening in the universe at the moment, and I just wanted to have a little bit of a look at what else is going on. So we're going to use the Tarot of Dreams for this reading. Now, the cards could be all over the place here because I've been flipping them out everywhere. All right, so we have the Three of Wands coming out, and the Three of Wands talks of waiting for your ships to come in. This is about sitting back and waiting for, whatever it is you've been wanting, desiring. Something is on its way to you here. Behind that, I've got the Ten of Wands. So it's sort of like there's a cycle that needs to be finished out here. This is the sore back thing, and it's probably why I've got a sore back at the moment. Maybe we're ready to finish out a cycle. I haven't had a sore back in, I can't even remember how long. But definitely feeling the weight of this Ten of Wands here and wanting to put it down in order to move towards this. There's some sort of offer coming in here, and I think you're waiting on this offer, or the offer's coming. Could be from a Cancer here with the Chariot, but it's definitely moving at you quickly. Ace of Wands behind that, so something that's bringing in a brand new start. I feel that for a lot of you here, you are anticipating something coming. You know it's coming. You know that it's going to happen, but it's sort of that waiting room, that Three of Wands energy of just waiting for the energy to come in. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands here. So the Five of Wands is that mental conflict. It is that overthinking. It's more a conflict of trying to make decisions, though, because you want to take an action here. You want to do something, but you can't. So it's like you're going round and round in your head, trying to think if there's a possible answer to the scenario. So going in and out of this thinking all the time, the should I, shouldn't I, could I, can't I, that type of thing. It's like you've got the answers, or you want to have the answers, but you've got to sit still and wait here. And that's the energy that's there. Okay, Seven of Cups. So there's confusion, definitely confusion here. With this Five of Wands, not knowing answers, not being able to know the answers. Maybe you're in hermit mode at the moment, trying to seek for that. You're trying to work your way through some sort of confusion here to find answers to something. And we do have the Nine of Wands coming out here, so in protection mode. trying to look after yourself, but also trying to work out what's perhaps going on behind the scene in that, you know, in the scenes in that Three of Wands energy, you know, just that waiting. And that's exactly how it feels. The Sun card has come out in all three readings today. So I want to say to you, there is absolute brightness, joy and happiness on the other side of this. But I feel like with this energy that's happening at the moment, it's sort of like, yes, it's sort of like you're in a waiting room. You want to bring something to some sort of conclusion. You want to get something, get some answers, have something, and nothing is happening. But the Sun's here. And the Wheel of Fortune's come out again too. So there's definitely, the universe is working on things, and the Ace of Pentacles. How beautiful is that? So the universe is trying to bring about a result here. You've got someone here who is not moving, or is moving but moving very slowly. And what happens is when you've got a situation that you're waiting on some sort of energy to come in from, whether this is, you know, it may not necessarily be a love reading. It can be an offer of a job and not knowing what's happening, wanting to have a resolution, but just having to sit and wait it out until it happens. And that energy of wanting to have an answer and not being able to just rest. And I think this is why with the Wisdom of the Oracle card, we sort of got that Yin card in, because the Yin is the card of non-action. And it's just waiting and letting things move at the pace they need to move at. But we're human beings. Oh, Ace of Cups again as well. We want stuff. We want stuff yesterday. We don't want stuff tomorrow, next week. We want it when we want it. And because we're impatient and we're driving it, it tends to go slower for us. It was a bit like when you were a kid and you knew Christmas was only a week away and that week lasted 3 years. That feeling. Okay, so there is some justice being brought forward in this situation. So definitely universe, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Cups, justice, some sort of resolution in love here. And the Three of Coins, something you want to work on. So it could be about work, it could be about love, but whatever it is, doesn't this card look like Freddie Mercury? Every time I see it, I think someone's put Freddie Mercury in that card. There's some sort of something that's taking far too long here. And I think people are really feeling it. And I felt it in the last two readings. It's like the universe wants you to just wait, just to sit patiently, like the Hermit here, and wait for it to happen. Because it is happening, and it's like going behind the scenes and seeing everything, everybody rushing round, doing everything, putting things in place, getting the next stage set up, and you're sitting in the audience waiting. And because that's happening, you're getting impatient. You're looking at your watch. It's 15 minutes till the show starts, and you're just sitting there waiting. And behind that curtain, everything's going crazy. And if we want to liken it to the ducks, because ducks seem to be the thing that I have the most communication on, I think. It's that duck that sits beautifully on the water, looking very graceful and just sort of looking like it's swimming around, while under the water its little legs are going 1,000 miles an hour trying to get some action going. And for all that action, there's only a tiny little bit of movement. So this is what's happening here. It's been evident in all three readings here that you are all waiting on the universe to bring something in. Maybe because we're heading towards a Pisces moon and things are about to be revealed and opened up for you. But at the moment, you're just in your waiting room, wanting to work on something, wanting new starts, wanting things to go in your favour, but waiting. You can't force this. So even in your head, if you're going through all the scenarios, trying to understand how to bring this round, bring it into fruition, make movement with it, whatever it is for you, I can tell you now, no amount of doing that is going to make any difference. The universe has got this now. So you may have had, in the past, been able to bring about resolutions, but this time, no. So, oh, how beautiful. Thank you. We have the card of Breathe. which I think is extremely relevant, seeing as I was talking about, you know, feeling anxious, waiting for things to happen. The card of breathe. And of course, it's the first thing you do when you're having anxiety is learn to breathe properly. Okay, so the Oracle's message is patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. So this is about, if it's about love you're waiting on, then what's happening here is the other person is either taking their time or going through a period of inaction here. If you're waiting for a job to come through, the news is coming, but it still cannot come until someone's made a decision. So you're at the mercy of someone else's decision here. Have a fantastic day, everyone.